I'm taking you down a rabbit hole I've been exploring, and it's all about running open source AI models privately and securely. If you're anything like me, you've probably thought about the implications of sending your data to various AI providers, but also running into the issue of where you may not have the hardware to run the models yourself. Well, I found a fantastic stack that allows you to maintain control, and I'm going to show you how to set it up from start to finish. First up in our stack is a API provider called Synthetic. These guys are a game changer for anyone serious about privacy and open source AI. They run the open source AI models for you in secure data centers located in the US and EU. The best part, they never train on your data and they never store your API prompts or completions. This means you get the power of open source models without compromising your privacy. You simply call their API and they handle all the heavy lifting. Next in our stack, we have Open WebUI. This is where we will interact with your AI models. Think of it as your personalized ChatGPT interface, but running locally and connecting to Synthetic. It is a beautiful and highly customizable UI that makes interacting with various open source models a breeze. This is what you'll be seeing and using day to day. Finally, to secure access to our Open WebUI, we'll be using PocketID, which is an OIDC provider. If you want to ignore all of that, essentially PocketID will handle user authentication for your Open WebUI instance, ensuring only authorized individuals can access your private AI setup. To make all of this happen, we're going to start by getting a VPS up and running. This will be the home for our stack today. I'm going to go ahead and get one set up, and I will see you guys in just a moment. So once we have our VPS set up, the first thing that we'll want to go ahead and do is go to Synthetic.new. Should look like this. This is their main home landing page, and we're going to, if you've never used Synthetic before, go ahead and click sign up, or if you already have an account, go ahead and click log in, and I'll see you guys in just a moment once we're logged in. Once you are logged in, should bring you to the chat page of the AI. You can go ahead and chat with it, but I do believe if you immediately chat with it, it will tier you as API usage. So let me go, I believe it's API settings. No, it's API docs. And then if we go down, you should see usage and billing. If you do chat, you'll actually see the usage here and it'll start being applied to your balance. I think it's dirt cheap if you accidentally do it, but just be aware of that. So we're not going to do that. We are actually going to base it off of billing, and then we should see plans here. So we have the standard plan and the pro plan. Make sure you guys subscribe to standard or pro, or if you guys do want to use usage-based pricing, make sure you guys click this here. Should bring you to the same page that I just showed you guys. For the tutorial, I am going to use usage-based pricing, so I'm going to go ahead and load this up with like $5, and then I'll show you guys the next steps. Okay, we have went ahead and added $5 to our usage-based pricing. So it should say here, thank you for your payment. If we go to usage-based pricing, we now have an available balance of $5. So we should be good to go. If we go back to app now, if you click switch here, you can see all the models that they have preloaded, ready to go. I believe this is called their always on models. So let's go ahead and click one. We'll do GLM 4.7 and we can type hello. Make sure that the API is working. It's going to do some thinking and then it should go ahead and respond with this hello. GLM 4.7 is a China based model, so that's probably why it replied in Chinese, but it happens sometimes and you're just going to get used to that. When you're coding, it's usually a lot better if you're using like a CLI tool or something like that. So anyways, I asked for English and they're communicating in English. Anyways, so we are good to go there. Synthetic is set up. If we click the hamburger at the top left and click API settings, we should have our API key here, and then we should have our base URLs here. This is what we're going to need for Open WebUI. So the next thing that we need to set up is Open WebUI. So in our VPS, this does run in Docker, so we're going to need to install Docker. So let's go ahead and go to the Docker official website to install. Scroll down and we're going to see setting up Docker's repository. All these links, everything you need will be in the description or in my Discord if you guys need to go check those out. So we're going to go ahead and copy setting up the Docker's repository, and let's go ahead and paste this into our terminal and get Docker set up. Once that is done, we're going to go back to the site, scroll down, and actually install Docker with their install command. Should need to press Y on our keyboard and press enter and let that complete, and then we should have Docker installed. Now that Docker is installed, we can confirm with Docker -v. We now have Docker, so now we can go back to the Open WebUI website and click Get Open WebUI. Should bring us straight to the GitHub. Let's just scroll down a little bit until we see Open WebUI documentation. Let's click Getting Started, Quick Start, scroll down, and then we're going to see a button here that says Docker Compose. Let's go ahead and click that. And then we should have right here, which is the example. This is pretty much all we need. We will be adjusting this a little bit later when we want to implement PocketID. But let's go ahead and get Open WebUI running without any authentication layer. So let's go ahead and copy that. Let's do vim space docker dash compose.yml. Let's go ahead and paste that in. Escape :wq to save and quit. And then to start it, all we need to do is docker space compose space up space -d and press enter. This should pull the Open WebUI container and go ahead, or sorry, the image, and go ahead and start up the container. Okay, once that is done, we can check that it's running with docker space ps. Looks like it is still starting, so we should wait a little bit, but if we want to check the logs, we can do docker space compose space logs space -f. Looks like it's still starting up. We should see there it is, Open WebUI, and it's going to go ahead and keep building. It's not quite ready yet, but let's go ahead and watch the logs until it is ready to go. Okay, we waited some time, so we should be good to close the logs. Docker space ps one more time. Looks like it's healthy, so we're going to need to get the IP of our box, which is right here, and then it is on port 3000. So let's go to our browser, paste that in :3000, and it should take us to the Open WebUI interface. So let's go ahead and click Get Started. It's going to have us create an account. Let's go ahead and create an account. We'll do admin@dos.cc, and then let's type in a super secret secure password. All right, we are now in Open WebUI. Should have some changelog, release notes, and then let's click OK and let's go. All right, so now we're in Open WebUI. It is pretty much working. You're good to go. You're good to, play around, add some users, stuff like that. But if we click select a model, we have no models, so we can't really chat with anything. So let's go ahead and connect to Synthetic. So all we do is click the bottom left, our profile image, and click admin panel. This should bring you to the users. On the top left, but the far right, you'll see settings. Click that, and then you'll see connections. So here you're going to see OpenAI API, Llama API. We're going to ignore all that. We're actually going to go ahead and delete the Llama API. So let's click configure and then delete. And then we're also going to delete the OpenAI API as well. So let's click the little settings gear and click delete. Next thing, all we need to do is click add connection. It's asking for an API base URL. If we go back to our Synthetic, as you can see, the base URL is right here. OpenAI API is here. Let's go ahead and copy that. Go back to our admin panel, paste in that base URL, and then we need our API key. So let's go ahead and grab the API key. So to verify the connection, go ahead and click this loading wheel right here. Should say server connection verified. You don't need to put anything else. You can provide specific model IDs if you want, but if you don't, by default, it will go ahead and grab all the models that are here. And I believe it adds the /models here on the available endpoint to be able to grab all of those. So let's go ahead and click save. Now that's connected, should be done. If we click models here on the left side, as you can see, it grabbed every single model that Synthetic is currently running. So now if we open the sidebar and click new chat, we have the default model, which is GLM 4.7, but we have access to every single other model that they are offering. So now that we have a model selected, we can type in hello, and it should connect to the Synthetic API, should think a little bit, and then it should go ahead and respond. So this is hello, how can I help you today? So just like that, we have everything running. If you want a different model like OpenAI's open source model, we can switch to that as well. Say hello again, and there we go, should respond just fine. So now we're connected to Synthetic. We have Open WebUI running. The final thing that I want to show you guys today is how to set up a authentication layer so that you guys can publicly expose your Open WebUI instance to friends, family, or even just yourself, and know that it is secure, and they have to have an account on PocketID to be able to authenticate into your Open WebUI instance. So getting PocketID set up is pretty straightforward. There is some weirdness to it, But if we go ahead and go to their official GitHub and scroll down, you should see visit the documentation. Let's go ahead and click that. And then we should see installation on the left side here. And then we have installation methods, and their recommended is Docker Compose, which is, it's easy, just like that. So let's go ahead and ls here. We're gonna do mkdir, and then we're going to do Pocket. Let's go ahead and cd into our Pocket directory, and then let's run those two commands. So now that we have those two commands, it also created a .env or an environment file. Let's go ahead and go into that and see what we got. So here we have the app URL. So we're going to want to go ahead and type that in. So let's go ahead and remove that. For me, I'm going to use my domain dos.cc. So we're going to do id.dos.cc. And then here, encryption key. I highly recommend doing the encryption key file, as it says it's recommended, but for this video, I am going to just use this command and then paste the encryption key here. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and do that. Cat our environment out and copy this command, paste that in, and now we have this. If you guys do want to do the file, you can run the same command, arrow, or I believe just a single arrow works. If you do that and then just do a dot key, it'll send whatever that output is to a dot key, and then you have your file. So if you wanted to do it that way. So we're going to go ahead and make sure that is copied, because I do not remember if I copied it or not. We're going to go back into our environment file, and then let's go ahead and paste our encryption key in. We are going to use a proxy. I have an Nginx proxy server running. If you guys want to know how to set that up, I have plenty of videos how to do that. I believe I have 2 now, but we will need to set this to true so that it trusts that proxy layer. Let's press escape and then :WQ. All we have to do now to set up PocketID is docker space compose space up space -d. Should go ahead and pull that image and start it up just like that. It's already done. If we do docker ps, it should say starting. Yes, it does. I'm going to go ahead and go to my Nginx proxy manager, set up all my points to my A records and DNS and all that stuff, and then I will see you guys once that is done. Okay, we should have those set up now. So if we do docker ps, all right, cool. PocketID is healthy. Let's go back to our browser, open up a new tab, and now we should be able to do id-id.dos.cc and press enter, and it should take us to PocketID just like that. I think it's set up. Yeah, there we go. So all we need to do is we're going to do DOS, username, DOS, email, and we're going to do admin@dos.cc. And let's go and click sign up. We're going to add a passkey. That should be fine. Should add a passkey. And now we're in PocketID. You can also log in with login codes, but I highly recommend setting a passkey, because once you set this up, you won't need login codes unless you're setting up a different device to add a passkey on that device. So let's go ahead and continue. So here we have my apps, won't have anything. I'll show you guys how to add Open WebUI inside here for quick launch. What we really want to focus on is the administration. We have users and we have user groups. We do want to create 2 groups, which will be users. Let's go back again, add a group again, and admins. We do want to add myself as an admin, user groups, and now we have admins and users. So the next thing that we want to focus on is OIDC clients, and now we need to create one for Open WebUI. So let's go ahead and click add OIDC client. The name of this is Open WebUI. And I do believe PocketID has direct instructions how to do this. So if you guys do need to read up on it, you guys can. We are going to follow those same instructions. Okay, here's the Open WebUI documentation straight from the PocketID website. All of this will be in the description or my Discord again. Just want to make that clear. We're going to follow all of these same exact steps, so it should work the same as it does for me, for you. So let's go and go back to our OIDC clients here. Client launch URL. This is what you want to add for it to show up in the My Apps on PocketID. So for us, our client launch URL is going to be https://chat.dos.cc. And then we do need a callback URL. So let's go ahead and click add here and we need to go back to the documentation, and on number 2, it says set the callback URL. So let's go ahead and copy this, paste that callback URL in, and then we need to do chat.dos.cc. And then our callback URL is set. Logout callback. I don't think you need to add anything there. Public client. let's not disable that, because that disables the use of secrets and that's not secure at all. I haven't been able to get PKCE to work, so if anyone does know, please let me know in the comments. I would love to learn how to get that set up to add some more security, but right now that is pretty much all we need, so let's click save. It is going to give you all the details you need to be able to import or input into your Open WebUI Docker Compose. And let's go ahead and get that going. So if we go back to the documentation here, this is all the stuff we are going to need. It is a lot of information. So let's go ahead and go to our terminal here, cd ... and then let's bring down our Open WebUI container. All right, once that is down, let's go and vim into our Docker Compose, and then right under ports, we're going to new, and then I will have this copy and paste ready for you guys, so you guys don't have to type everything out. Okay, so once we have all these environment variables set, enable OAuth signup is true. Client ID, that we want to pull from here, client ID. So let's go and click that to copy, go back to our terminal, paste that in. We need to grab our secret now, paste that in. PocketID is fine. OpenID provider URL, all this needs to be is your, I believe it's the PocketID URL. So it's gonna be id.dos.cc. This is true, admin, users and admin, email profile groups, and all of this should be fine. This is all default. This is all straight from the documentation as well, if you need to go look at that. So let's go ahead and press escape, :WQ, and let's start our container back up. So Docker Compose up, --d, and Docker Compose log --f. Let's press enter, and let's go ahead and wait for the Open WebUI container to start back up. Once the container is back up, if we go back to our web browser and go to a new tab, type in chat.dos.cc or your domain and press enter, should bring us to the Open WebUI instance, but instead of having a email and password, we have a sign in to Open WebUI with a continue with PocketID. So once we click continue with PocketID, should bring us to the id.dos.cc. And it should say we want the access to your email profile and all of your groups. So let's go ahead and click sign in. You're not allowed to access this service. Oh, I'm very glad I saw this error. So if we go back to our ID and go to OIDC clients, click Open WebUI, scroll down, you're going to see allowed user groups. We do need to check mark the admins and the users group and click save. So now if we go back and click try again, sign in, and we should be good to go. As you can see, logged us straight in. Should use the same account if you use the same email. So if we open up our chats, as you can see, we have our previous chat messages that we had when we first set it up. And that is pretty much the entire stack. This is the stack that I am personally using every single day. If you guys want to do code or anything, it supports all of that. So if we type in, let's do how to set up a Bun web server. Supports code blocks, supports markdown, all of that stuff. Should get you, I mean, look at that, it works great. You're now, and I don't have to worry that none of this data is being traced back to me. It traces back to Synthetic, but not me, and that's all I care about. I hope you guys did enjoy. This is all, self-hosted, all local, minus the Synthetic API, but I truly love the work they are doing. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to help, and I will catch you guys in the next video.